from WBAY TV. This is Action 2 News This Morning. Coverage you can count on.
Good morning. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday. I'm Kevin Rumpa.
And I'm Michaela Paukner is off this morning. Want to get right to our weather this morning because roads out there are pretty slick. Let's head over to Steve.
Yeah, I've heard, guys, that there are some areas that have ice-covered roads, but I would say a good chunk of the Fox Valley and back to the northwest have some slushy streets. And they're being worked. More on this wintry weather and what's coming up next in our full forecast. Don't go anywhere. Kevin and Tam.
All right, thanks, Steve. Want to get right now to a story you've been following all night, learning new details this morning about deadly shooting in Fond du Lac County.
Yeah, and the Wisconsin State Patrol now confirming this morning that Trevor Casper was the trooper who was killed in the shooting. The agency says it will release more information about Casper later on this morning. But here's what we know right now about what happened here. The Marin County Sheriff's Office says that it all started with a bank robbery that happened in Wasaki.
And 3 people have died, and police say that they believe this robbery suspect killed a man outside of Wasaki, then drove to Fond du Lac where he and Wisconsin State Trooper Casper died in that shootout. Let's
go to Ellen Ricardo now. She's live in Fond du Lac this morning, explain what happened and what is going on there right now.
Very little happening on scene this parking lot at Pick and Save right now. But one thing that has not changed since we showed up this morning is a constant police presence that you can see behind me. Let's give you a timeline of what happened yesterday. The suspect went into this bank in Wasaki yesterday afternoon and took out a gun. Sheriff's officials say he fired the gun and took cash, then stole a bank employee's vehicle and drove away. Well, less than an hour later, officers got a call about a man found dead in this area, which is just east of Wasaki. Officials found the vehicle stolen from the bank there as well. Authorities believe the robbery suspect shot the man while he was taking another vehicle. About 3 hours later, then at 5:30, Fond du Lac police say a trooper started following a vehicle that matched that description. The incident again turned deadly shortly after in the area of Fond du Lac.
Heard what sounded like a bunch of fireworks, like firecrackers going off in repetition. And then the police pulled up and they started pushing everybody back.
In the 100 block of North Burger Parkway in the city of Fond du Lac, there was contact made and an exchange of gunfire. Both the trooper and the suspect were killed in the exchange of gunfire.
2 main points we do know right now is that authorities are not looking for any more suspects right now, and the Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating this case. Stay with Action 2 News throughout the day as we work to get more information. Live in Fond du Lac, Ellery McCardle, Action 2 News.
Ellery, thanks. Also, authorities say there was another bank robbery yesterday in Fond du Lac before that shootout, but they have not said if it's connected to that Wasaki robbery suspect. We'll have team coverage continuing throughout the day about this. Stay with Action 2 News on air and online for the very latest updates. So now to that other big story we're following, the weather. Snow coming down right now, and Menominee Indian School District does have a 2-hour delay because of the weather. Yeah, and this stuff's just really sticking to the ground today, so expect slow travel, slippery roads with this wintry mix as you head out this morning. Let's get you the very latest. Our Chris announcement out driving around. Tell us more about what this looks like.
Good morning, guys. We are on Highway 41 North. We are in the O'Connell County area, just crossed over here, and not much better, more of the same, and that's snow-covered roads and highways. You can see that it is very snow-covered here on Highway 41. There's really no tracks or anything from where, cars have been driving. It's slippery. We're going about 45 miles an hour. You can see the headlights on the other side, traffic going southbound, so there's more traffic on that side, and they seem to be driving fairly slow over there as well. And visibility is all right this morning. There's heavy, wet snowflakes that have been coming down. And when we were in the Green Bay area, we saw a lot of main roads that were pretty similar to this as well, maybe a little more wet in the Green Bay area. We did just see a plow go by here on Highway 41, and we have seen plows and salt trucks out in the Green Bay area doing a round of calls with the Sheriff's Department in our area, and so far no major accidents to report. Allegheny County has told me they've had a couple minor accidents. It seems like highway crews are out in most of the counties this morning, and dispatchers have been telling me to tell drivers to slow down because the roads are definitely slippery this morning, so definitely maybe want to give yourself some extra time as you head out the door and expect snow-covered roads.
Thanks for the update, Chris. And other news overnight, we're following the man who worked with 2012 Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney is now joining the staff of Governor Walker. Matt Hall will be the director of operations for the governor's Political Action Committee, held a similar position for Romney's campaign. and also managed operations and logistics at the White House. Members of Romney's team reportedly in big demand right now among Republican presidential prospects. Governor Walker still hasn't announced yet if he's running.
A Wausau teenager will spend a month in juvenile detention for a deadly crash that killed an Oshkosh girl. Police say the 16-year-old was driving her 9 friends to Eau Claire Dells last summer when she lost control of her SUV and hit a tree. 12-year-old Riley Stevenson of Oshkosh and 12-year-old Desiree Landowski of Wausau died in that crash. Now, authorities say the teen driver did not have a license at the time. Stevenson and Landowski's families read statements in court yesterday. Sometimes they had to leave the courtroom. They were in tears. The judge said the teen driver made a serious mistake but didn't think jail time would help anyone. She'll spend 30 days in juvenile detention and 2 years on probation.
No students hurt after a school bus crash in Waupaca County. Happened yesterday morning on Highway 54 in the town of Muckwa. That's just west of New London. Sheriff's officials say a car rear-ended the school bus. The school bus had stopped to pick up a student. Emergency crews had to use the jaws of life to free the driver of the car, who was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Authorities say the bus driver and 8 students on the bus were not hurt. The crash remains under investigation. Police say they'll consider using an undercover officer again to battle drug activity at New London High School. Now, administrators say rumors about potential drug activity inside the school started circulating on social media, and that's when New London's Police Chief Jeff Schlueter decided to put an undercover officer in the high school to see if there was anything illegal going on.
Well, what we ended up finding out is that we did not see a whole lot of bullying going on. We did run across a little bit of drugs. We ended up finding a couple guys that had sold marijuana on campus, and we were able to purchase the marijuana and build cases against those subjects.
New London school administrators had word that heroin might be a problem in the high school, but the operation found no signs of heroin or illegal prescription drug activity.
All right, just coming up on 10 after 6 and a spring winter storm, Steve, that we're in the middle of right now.